This is great. So many questions.
And only one answer.
Right. And for some time I've thought that I would find alignment for myself. And this is a great place to be, having tapped into this leading edge, as you say. And the question just came to me, and then you just called on me.
And said co-creation at its best, because that's what we want to hear from you now.
Okay.
Well, it fits right in, don't you think?
Okay. The question that came to me is that when I look out at this world, there's so much self-interest, but it doesn't seem to be very aligned, at least as I look at things. And just the example that I would give, and the question that I have basically is, wealth allows people to shove people around in spite of how the other person feels. In fact, those that control those resources are able to kind of deny their own feelings.
Go back to that. Wealth allows people to shove others around, for example.
Tell them what to do, not take them into consideration, their feelings, their circumstances.
If you have a direct connection to source energy, let's say there's a wealthy person, and never mind how that person got there. Let's say massively wealthy person. And let's say that you or someone else is there, not wealthy. Wealth discounted, both have equal access to the abundance of the universe. And the one who has the wealth somehow got in alignment with it, and the one who doesn't have it is not yet in alignment with it. They could be in alignment with many other wonderful things, but for the sake of this example, they're not in alignment with the wealth. So our question to you is, how is it that the one who is allowed the wealth has in any way deprived the one who doesn't have it?
It seems to be that's what we're taught, that it is competition, it is scarcity, that there are only so many resources, and for one to win, another must lose.
So what happens? So as this one who wants wealth and doesn't have it looks at this one who has wealth and pushes against this one, condemns him, doesn't like him, gathers statistics, looks at negative aspects. Now this one holds himself in vibrational discord with wealth and blames the one who has it for his lack of it.
Right.
Even though this one who has wealth is in no way depriving the other. It's his attitude toward it that is cutting himself off from it. And you see, we understand how the myth, the lie, the misunderstanding is perpetuated because most people are not accustomed to looking at their vibrational state of allowance. Instead, they're looking at conditions. So they see a wealthy person and they see a poor person and they say, well, we should even this out. There are governments that have come and gone. Communism doesn't do very well. And even the socialism that is part of your world, you could take all of the wealth that exists and distribute it evenly among points of consciousness. Now, that'd be tricky because you'd have to decide, does the black man get it? Does the Mexican man get it? Does the Chinese man get it? Does the Japanese man get it? In other words, do the women get it? Do the children get it? In other words, there would be all that arbitration of all that messy history that you all have. But let's just say that you divided it up equally and every human that exists, even the one that was just born, oh, that one too, 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 that one too. This is going to get very tiring. They're coming in very fast. But the wealth is distributed. Let's say they have to be one. That'll make it easier. One or older. Oh, they're birthday. Now we're in trouble again. So the wealth is evenly distributed among everyone. It would not take 20 years before it would have redistributed back into pockets again where there is poverty and wealth, because it is accumulating to the attitude, to the vibrational countenance, and to nothing else. Well, a person who has wealth and expects wealth and gets wealth. In other words, it's sort of nice to be born into it because you begin picking it up early on, and so you're more likely, unless those around you have condemned you for it, and then you might push against the idea of wealth because you don't want to be hated by your friends, and you might deprive yourself from it.
So the attitude of the wealthy is their own business in spite of the
just
results
as
that they...
the attitude of the impoverished is their own business, and both are getting exactly what they feel. And the injustice for those like you who are looking in on it feels like, well, that person should give more to that person. But what that person has discovered is that giving something to someone that they are not a vibrational match to, it doesn't stick. In other words, you will hear them say it's like putting it down a rat hole, because it does not change their life experience. Because haven't you noticed, even with the welfare system in your nation, that the more you give, the more they think you should give, and the less appreciative they are of what they have received, and the more disempowered they become? In other words, it is a cycle that is not working. Your taxes get higher as you pay for things that others would like to do for themselves. Anytime you give to someone something that they have not naturally attracted, you say to them with a very loud message, I do this for you because I see you cannot do it for yourself. So the beating of the drum of disempowerment continues, you see.